Hello and welcome back to another Rocket League replay analysis. In today's video, we will be discussing a core aspect of Rocket League, which is often ignored by a large amount of the player base. A skill that, if done well, makes every other part of Rocket League significantly easier. And as always, before we get started, if you guys would like one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you join my Discord, which is linked down in the description, as I do offer free coaching through there. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right on in. Snag that boost, yep, sure. Right here, this one's all about positioning. So, what we see here is our teammate gets the ball, he's already pushing it over to the side. He's got plenty of boost. There are no opponents here, absolutely no one. So we know at this point that he's got free possession over to this side of the field. What we don't want to do is we don't want to send ourselves over to the same side of the field as our teammate, because what's going to happen is he's basically trying to either control this ball along the ground or he's going to take it up the wall. If we find ourselves like over here and our teammate takes the ball up the wall, are we being helpful in the slightest?
Not at all.
We're kind of sitting in a spot where it's like, go ahead teammate, you do you. But also, the danger we also want to realize is, okay, if we see that our teammate's doing this, the opponents who are sitting in the midfield see this too. And if I'm on, the blue team right now, and I see my opponent taking the ball over here, well, you know what I'm doing? I'm just going to drive over in this direction, wait for him to come over, and I'm going to challenge him. So now, imagine if we, again, find ourselves over here, and a challenge comes out, and the ball pinches back around this way, and we're stuck over here in the corner. This is now an open net. So what I would do here is, this is all fine. Like, once we get here, and we get bumped, I don't even mind you wave dashing here. Once we see this, like free possession for our teammate, I'm slowing down. I'm just gonna like chill off the accelerate, start to coast my way forward, wait to see where he goes. If he's going over to the side, I'm gonna like hold up around this like back post to the middle of the net area. And just kind of chill here. And then as soon as I see anything like right here, now look where I am. If I'm right here, this is now my ball. But you find yourself all the way over here. And there's nothing you can do about this because you're just dead. You're actually ahead of the ball. General rule of thumb, especially when you're on your defensive half, but realistically all the way around the field, you want to be behind the ball as often as possible. You do not want to find yourself out here unless you just took a challenge and are starting your rotation back. Because you can't make any play from over here. If you're ahead of the ball, unless your teammate's passing it to you, you can't make any play at all. But from back here, this is easy. This is nice and simple. This is a free ball and, not a problem at all. But now you guys are kind of in panic mode because you're both facing back towards your net. You don't really know where the other opponent is. And,
oh my god, it looks so stupid. Like, what?
Yeah, it's all just absolute panic station. Okay. So right here, this is all about awareness. This is when I'm going to ask the most common question I ask during these. How much time during the game do you spend watching the ball versus watching the other players? Like, what percentage of the time do you look here? What percentage of the time do you look here?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's like a 95-5 split with the ball being majority.
That's fair. That's what I generally have heard, and that's what I used to do too. So the only thing that makes this do anything are these guys. So, if we want to know where this is going to go, we want to be looking here. Because the players are the ones who will determine where the ball goes. Ball doesn't determine where itself goes. It needs to be hit by another player. So if we're looking at this, we see the ball bouncing off the sidewall. Yeah, it's going pretty fast, but we know, hey, it's coming back to the midfield. I don't need to look at that ball anymore to know it's going to be coming back to the midfield. What I need to know, though, is this guy, I can already tell, he's going over here. He took the kickoff, he's already out of here. I need to know what the player behind him is doing. Because whatever that player is doing determines what I do. If he is coming on for a shot, I stay in net. If he's like doing donuts over here on his half, I can push forward. And it's that split second looking to be able to tell what's happening. And if I look at that back player right now, he's currently faced back towards his own net. So he's not really doing any kind of shooting whatsoever, because he's just driving in the complete wrong direction. But now what happens is our teammate, he's low boost, so he's going over to get this corner boost. And we're just kind of chilling back in net. And now we've given up this entire area of the field, allowed this guy also to get mid boost, and now we have a full scale attack coming on from our opponents, purely because there was no pressure on the ball. And he was just allowed to do whatever he wanted and then turn up field nice and calm with absolutely no pressure on him. So it's definitely a higher level skill, but something I would really recommend you start to practice. And you can do it in casual too. It's probably recommended to do it in casual. But just go into your games and really focus on looking at the other players. The general split that I've heard is 70% players, 30% ball. Because, yeah, we just give them all... We let this dude get all the way to the wall before we do much of anything. Once we're here and, like, we're all the way backed off, we know now that our teammate is going to have full boost. We just saw him go behind us to that back corner. Someone needs to go apply pressure. You don't necessarily need to dive. You don't need to, like, run forward, flip at this, and, like, throw yourself onto their backboard. You can just drive up, force them to do something with this, turn around and come back. Because if you can get them to do something with the ball, chances are they're not going to be able to maintain control of it. And if you force out, the ball probably just goes directly to your teammate. And now you guys have possession. This is the, like, best method in twos. First man forces control off of this guy, teammate takes over. Is, like, the perfect formula of success in twos.
Okay. This was probably the worst play of the game with me.
Yeah, this one's tough. So, there's a couple things here. So, I like the idea of going up the wall. If you want to jump out for this, which I honestly don't hate the idea of, the way your car is positioned right now, you see how it's kind of like, you know, vertical up the wall? This is when you want to jump. Because this, by jumping now, will propel your car upwards. The problem you have is that you turn this way first, and you're fully facing, you know, over here, and then you jump, which means your momentum is carrying you still, you know, this way. Which doesn't really help you get to a ball that's up here. I just think you hesitate a little bit on this jump, and by the time you decide you want to jump, like, you jump now as you're, you know, fully turned sideways, and yeah, you're not really able to get out towards the ball when you're jumping in a completely different direction. And this is one thing that I find a lot of players struggle with, is kind of realizing the direction your car is pointing can massively help with how you aerial. If you jump when your car is oriented in the right direction, you're gonna have much more success, because you don't have to make as many adjustments in the air. Because yeah, well, once you're here, it's like, oh boy, now we're in trouble. You still probably could have made this save if you boosted a little bit faster, but that's also, like, reaction time of, like, trying to get on this after just landing, and it's like, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, and it's in the net.
Okay.
Oh, teammate, oof. Right here, this is another one where I think we hang a little bit too far back. So I don't mind you moving back towards your own net here, because you don't know what Pill's doing. As soon as this clear happens, number one, I wouldn't flip here. We're flipping, you know, in a direction right when there's about to be a touch on the ball.
There's basically like, if it were to, let's say, pinch or a pass to T-Mac, there's nothing I can do if I'm in mid-flip.
Exactly. So general rule, if a touch is about to happen, do not flip. Because then, you, like, exactly like you said, you're stuck in this animation until it's completed, and now the ball is going who knows where, and you can't do a gosh darn thing about it. Because yeah, now we're just, like, over here. And at this point, we're about to, like, go try to pick up that corner boost that, like you said, not there. If I find myself here and I see the ball going into my opponent's corner, there's no shot I'm going over there. What I'm doing is I'm getting on this path of pads right here. And I'm just going to head up the field. So if you, in this situation, instead of going to the corner, just, you know, took this pad, and got yourself on this line, watch what happens. Hey, look at this. You'd probably be right around here. Do you favor your chances from here with this ball rolling right in front of you?
I do.
Yeah, so this is a situation where we lose an opportunity because, you know, we're all the way over here. But you've actually left yourself in a really bad spot now, because your teammate, although he should have scored, has thrown himself out of the game into your opponent's corner, and now you have not one, but two players with full boost and a ball rolling right in front of them. And now you're all alone all the way back here on 0. So this is a very dangerous situation that you've put yourself in, simply because you've put too much space between yourself and your teammate. And then right here, this is another one where we want to look for whatever opportunities present themselves. So, in this position, we only got 9 boost. I think we can both agree there's absolutely no world in which we go play this ball again. But we know one opponent is stuck in our half currently, so we have ourselves a bit of a 2v1 here. So in this position, there is really 2 things you can do. You choose to go get the big boost, which honestly, not the worst thing, it's fine. But what you could do is try to make this guy's life a whole heck of a lot more awkward. Because I want you to put yourself in like this guy's shoes real quick. If you're last back on defense, and you got the ball like floating above your head, you're probably, you know, staring up here with ball cam, right? Probably not looking anywhere else. So if, you know, this guy just ignores the ball and just, I don't know, goes and demos that guy, you know, it's pretty difficult for him to make a play if he doesn't have a car. So I would go look for this guy, let your teammate take the ball, and just try to clear the path. Then you can go get the big boost if he like dodges you or something. But yeah, that's an opportunity that I think you can look for, especially when you're in a position where you physically can't play the ball. Because if he had you on him, it'd be a lot more difficult for him to make this comfortable touch. Here's another opportunity for pads. And this is all about awareness. Like, we see our teammate take the corner. We can assume that he's gonna leave mid for us, but let's be honest, this is Diamond, they're not paying attention. He's just gonna go take that. So this is another situation where, you know, you can just play off these pads. And in this situation with the ball going into their corner, I'd probably take that one, this one, and this one, to get towards the midfield. And, like, you know, keep an eye on the play as you go. If you need a turn, you can. But I would probably take these guys, because then I'm in the middle of the field and can react to wherever the ball goes, rather than being, like, over on this side, where I can't really react to anything that goes over here. So yeah, just give yourself as many options as possible, because you're going to find yourself all the way on the right side of the field. You're going to correct this, because you're going to recognize that your teammate's going over to the left side, so you're going to play over there at this point, and your teammate gets a great pass, and you're right there to finish it. But you could have given yourself a little bit of a better angle early on, so you didn't have to chase the ball across. Yeah, because if we, like, you know, I don't know, took this, okay, we're still going, and we were, like, here. Now we're just coming forward. Now we're already straight onto it and can just, you know, attack it directly. One of the big sayings that I've kind of become fond of recently is to let the game come to you. You very rarely want to be chasing wherever it's going. You want to read the game and where it's going so that you can already be in the spot you need to be in. So that you don't need to, like, make these last-second adjustments. Obviously, you do, so it works out fantastically either way. Just can make life a little bit easier for yourself. Another hard drift turn that we want to avoid. Just unnecessary to, you know, spin like that. Also, be careful of, like, these pulses of boost. You flip and you... How much boost do you use here? So you're at 78. You use boost as you turn down to 53. And then you burn another 10 boost to in your flip as you're pulsing it, and there's really no reason to, because there's also no reason for you to be over here. We flipped all the way over here for really no purpose, because our teammate's already there. So this is one where, again, we can just slow down, just kind of drive normally, take some pads maybe, and just be ready for our teammate to inevitably send this back across. Because that's the most likely outcome, and now we're all the way over here, and it's like, okay, great, why are we here again? This is fine, good force. I wouldn't chase him up the wall like this. At a higher rank, this is gonna get you scored on. Because with you're on 0, you chase him up the wall here. If he has any aerial mechanics at all, with you where you are, there's absolutely nothing stopping him from flipping this ball off the wall and double tapping it. It is just completely wide open. Both yourself and your teammate are on your opponent's side of the field. So if he just shoots this too, it's in the net. So with this spot, I would just take this boost, play shadow defense back towards your own goal, and be prepared to jump up to make the save if you need to. Because at this point, you're the last man back. So if he gets by you, this could just be in your net. Luckily, he can't air dribble. So yeah, just be a little bit careful on that one. So as you guys can see, we're really not speaking of anything all that difficult. It's just a matter of keeping your eyes on the other players around the field and managing your resources properly so that you can find yourself in good positions around the field and then utilize those positions to make plays on the ball. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.